And
oh my god! Yeah, he's super heavy, dude.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh man.
That's it. That's the opening.
All right.
So what are we getting into for this video?
Great segue, Joe. We're going to be doing a review, reaction, and breakdown of the new Japanese Godzilla movie.
Don't we gotta like sync it up?
Well, you just did right there.
Oh, okay.
The movie's called Godzilla Minus One. It's the first Japanese Godzilla movie that's live action, that's canonical since Shin Godzilla, which you've seen. What do you think about Shin Godzilla?
Shin Godzilla fucks. It just works. To me, it is a good Godzilla movie. Especially because, like, generally, I just like things that take themselves seriously more often than not. Shin Godzilla is good.
I agree. It's one of my favorite Godzilla movies. I think it's one that, when I want to get people into the franchise, I go, watch Shin Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's one of the best ones by a landslide.
On the other note, Godzilla King of the Monsters is a good Godzilla movie that does not take itself very seriously.
The 2019 one?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree completely. People rip on that one way too much, I think.
Yeah, like that one was clearly...
It's fun. It's just a fun entertainment, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So, Godzilla Minus One, I've seen this.
Yay, Godzilla Minus One!
I posted the design of Godzilla on my story on Instagram.
I think that's what I saw.
And you saw it, but you haven't seen the trailer.
Correct.
I've seen the trailer, so I'd like to kind of get your opinion here, your thoughts.
That thumbnail...
That's a cool poster design. I love that poster.
It's a sick... Yeah, and it reminds me of the Horizon games.
So, for context, this takes place in post-World War II Japan.
Okay.
So it's like a period piece. So I'll kind of turn it a bit towards
are they trying to, like, do the original Godzilla
exactly
thing
that,
again?
exactly that, yes. Okay. Here we go, and start.
Oh. Excuse me.
Godzilla Minus One.
Kind of a short teaser, but I'm curious on what you thought about it.
My immediate thought is if minus one is like an actual phrase.
Well, the idea behind the title is that it's Godzilla is taking Japan minus one. So when the atomic bombs go off, that puts them at 0. Godzilla's making them go into minus one in terms of like status. So some things that I just kind of wanted to point out was that this shot here is just immaculate.
Yes.
It's such a great shot to open on because the way that it's composed, the amount of destruction that you see, it's perfect. It isn't like in Godzilla 1998 where he's like running through buildings and like they're still standing, you know? This is like the perfect amount. It isn't too over the top where it looks like end of times, but it's just enough where like, yes, this looks like a tragedy. The scale is perfect too. I like how it's high up, like it could be in a helicopter, but it isn't so high up that you're just like, I can't tell what's what. Like I just think this is a perfect shot. Perfect. It was perfect.
Perfect. It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
Takashi Yamazaki.
Just about to ask if you had thoughts on this guy.
I like him a lot. He actually did an entire segment that we can also kind of talk about and show on here. It was for a movie called Always, and I think it was the second one in the series. And there's this whole dream sequence where Godzilla's attacking, and it's really well done. Okay. And so then when it was announced that he was doing this, everyone was like, he's like the perfect guy to do it because he nailed it with that like 5-minute long dream sequence. And yeah, I like his stuff a lot. He's really good at doing human drama. Okay. On top of, clearly he showed his capabilities with that Godzilla dream sequence that I have a lot of faith in him. Clearly just like... Clearly. Let me be clear. I like him a lot is what I'm getting at.
What did you say that was the thing he did?
It was called Always Sunset on 3rd Street. And I think it might have been 2. The second one in that series. I haven't seen it myself. I've only seen the Godzilla portion, and then I've read some reviews that people do like his human drama. So I'm personally excited because I trust them.
When you say human drama, what do you mean?
So it's not really a shock for some people to be like, ah, yes, the human drama in this Godzilla movie is not good. You know, it's not interesting.
Yes.
He kind of specializes in that, in telling good human stories, just in general. Like, with Always, that's kind of the whole story. It's just like a drama. So I feel like when you come with those sensibilities, and if he wrote it, then that's even better, because he's just good at writing human characters. So that's kind of what I'm saying is that...
And then, I guess my other curiosity, too, if he is... What... VFX.
The VFX stands out to me. I have no clue. I have no clue, because it says VFX written and directed by... That's nuts. I don't think he did this all by himself. If he did, that's crazy. But like, I'm just saying, like, that's I've never seen this before.
Okay.
The VFX written and directed.
I don't know exactly how credits work, I guess, because my thought would be is that he is doing that's his focus. But if he's doing all of
it, yeah, that's what I'm so like. Because yes, you're right. There are directors for some of these movies. Like, I know way back in the Showa era, there'd be a director for the human stuff and a director for the monster stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Still credited as, like, Ishiro Honda would be the main director, but Eiji Tsuburaya would be the main guy that would be like, okay, this is how we're going to shoot this monster, you know, this battle. You know, that's kind of how it would go. Honda would still have a say, but it wasn't like, you know, one just took over from the other. So yes, you're technically right. Yeah. Also, I love these long sweeping shots like this where you see all the destruction. The Godzilla 2014 trailer had a very similar shot with like an airplane, and this kind of reminds me of that in like the best way. This shot here, I have no idea what the signs say. I'm curious to know. I'm sure that someone's already kind of broken it down, but I just love how this looks. I love that you get the scale of it immediately by seeing people.
Yeah.
I think adding people to any shot in a Godzilla movie is the best way of showing the scale of it.
Right.
It's just, it works every time, because then you can just go, oh, that could be me. Right there. I understand the havoc that was just wreaked here. And then, yeah, so from 0 to minus. And then this, when I saw this, I was like, what? I thought this was like a new monster or something, just with how violent this was.
Right.
Because what I like is that you see people getting killed, which I know sounds terrible, but like for a Godzilla movie, you don't really see that.
Right.
You don't see people being targeted. When you look at the shot, like, there are people, right? Like, he's gone. They're gone.
Yeah, they're very gone.
It just, the fact that you're down at this level and you're seeing this, like, I'm assuming this is a tail. Like, he's probably whipping his tail and it's wiping out. Because that looks like that could be a tail. But just how violent it is adds to the horror.
Yeah.
Of like, oh my God, like, what would I do? Because you always get the shot of Godzilla where he's coming up from the beach, you know, and he's coming towards, and you see people running in the foreground. There's always that shot. And you always kind of go, oh, I could probably outrun him. At least in my mind, I always kind of think that.
Right.
Whereas with this, you're not outrunning this.
You're fucked.
You are not outrunning, because look, they're running, and boom, they're gone, just like it's nothing.
Dust.
And this too is also a really good shot. I like how everything has been at the ground level so far, and how you just imagine that there's someone in there. You know what I mean? It's like, my brain immediately goes, okay, what would I do if I was standing here, and what would I do if I was in there?
Right.
That's where a lot of that horror comes from, at least for me. Like, this looks terrifying. Like, again, there's people in this shot, so you understand just the exact, like, the scaling of it all.
Right.
There's just so much chaos happening. And this was an element in his dream sequence, too, that he really kind of carried over nicely. But first off, just look at how good this looks, this framing of, like, this perfect-looking city here. I know I keep saying perfect, but we'll say, you know,
it's pristine.
It's pristine, thank you. And the period clothing and everything, it just has this old-fashioned look to it. But what I love the most is I love the scales, how there's like layers to the scales.
It's like made out of steel almost.
Right. And it almost looks like fur if you're not really like looking at it. You know what I mean? How it kind of has like that look to it. I love how the toenails aren't too long. Just everything about this, with having his foot there, you just get the scale right off the bat. It isn't like I wonder, you know, he's big, but I don't know how big he is. You get it. You get it right here. But yeah, just the way that the camera, boom, when he steps down, how it even moves the camera, it's like that just adds. And,
oh my God. Yeah, he's super heavy, dude.
Yeah, and that's something that like you don't really consider too. It's like he weighs like several thousand tons. It's not like 40,000 tons, I think.
And he's like throwing people up into the air and shit.
Yeah, the fact that you see actual fatalities, it's like look, that's a person there. Like, I know it's grim to be saying this type of stuff, but it's like, boom, the shockwave. The fact there's like an initial shockwave and then the concrete or the pavement goes up just adds even more to it. How it's just boom, and then it all just like, oh man. And then this too, the way that it kind of like humanizes, like there would be you know, like a
People
child
that
like,
are left,
just
right.
left behind because their parents are just in panic mode. And yeah, this was the poster that was released when this movie was first announced. And my first thought was, oh, yin and yang. Could there be another monster?
Yeah.
Because I remember that was a leak that someone was talking about a while back where it was like, oh, there's going to be two Godzillas.
Because my thought is that, Godzilla seems particularly pissed off against these people.
And he's specifically targeting people.
Right. And he's moving really fucking fast.
Yeah.
Like that last shot of him, like, I mean, literally the last.
Oh, you mean the last? Yeah, we'll get to that, yeah.
He is going...
He's targeting people, yeah. One thing I love too, I always love this in Godzilla designs. I love when he looks aquatic.
Yeah.
Because people tend to forget he does live in the ocean. That's where he lives.
Right.
So having gills, you know, here we go. You can really see it here. Having gills is just always such a neat touch. I also just love how it looks like he has like barnacles on him.
Oh, yeah.
He looks aquatic.
Right.
Like he looks like he's been underwater for a long time. But I just, the amount of detail on this model, I just can't get over how good he looks. But yeah, the way he just, oh man. It's just every time I see that, I'm just like, God, I love this. Just incredible. The framing of this, I'm so excited for this movie.
That looks pretty badass.
Now that we've kind of broken it down, I have even more appreciation for it because I didn't even notice this part here, the part where he steps. I know we're going to keep coming back to this, but it just keeps like, it's just so insane to me. The fact, like the way he steps down, boom, shockwave, and then the concrete coming up like a wave. That's such a cool shot that I'm just like geeking over. I'm like fanboying over it almost because it looks so cool. So I kind of said this where I was like, oh, he did this Godzilla dream sequence. This is that. It's only 2 minutes long, so it's really not anything crazy.
Whoa!
That was almost that shot in the trailer, like shot for shot. It's like he did it, but was like, let's have like it quicker, you know, more like a tidal wave almost, and like, wow, I got goosebumps there because that was basically that exact shot that we just saw.
And unlike those other folks, they got out of there in time.
Probably because it's a PG-13 movie, I think, when it came out.
Yeah.
So they kind of had to. Yeah. Wow. This is 07 when it came out, by the way, 2007.
Okay.
But it's like the fact that the whole thing so far has been at human level, is what I appreciate about his direction. I love that aspect too, that the fact that you just stop and watch. Mm-hmm. It's like, what else are you going to do?
Right, yeah.
Another thing that really stands out to me here, and you'll see it in just a second, is the fact that that shot was pretty much just a static shot. It was all just, see how long it's been going on for? And then that kind of changes here, which is what I love about this moment, is that it's like as soon as you start to notice it, the camera starts to then move in. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that's like his auto shop or something. This part's kind of funny.
So anyways.
Yeah. Just such a cool opening to a movie, if I'm being honest. If I think that might have been the opening, I'm not too sure, but judging by the Toho thing and everything, either way, just such a great scene, and it's only 2 minutes long.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just fantastic. So you can kind of get a grasp of like what that movie's going to be like in terms of direction and styling, because this whole shot, the fact that it's as long as it is, I mean, it's almost a minute long of just like one static, maybe 30 seconds, you know? I just can't get over that. What do you think about the design of this Godzilla, though? I'll mute it and kind of play it slow so you can see it a bit better.
It's pretty simple, I think.
Yeah, it is. It kind of reminds me of like the Millennium thing they were doing at the time, as well as like some of the Heisei. Nothing too crazy. I remember when this came out, though, and everyone was using this in their fake trailers.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
New Godzilla American movie, and then it was just this, and it's like, dude, everyone knows this is the always Godzilla. I'm so excited for this new Godzilla movie. After what we've seen, I'm even more hyped. I think.
Yeah, after looking at it, that's
I have so
pretty
much
nasty.
so much faith in this direction that they're taking it in. You know, I hope they do more of this, where it's just these one-off movies of let's give it to this random auteur director and let them do whatever they want with it. Yeah,
what they do with it. Yeah.
it's like if it stinks, oh well. It's just like it's a one-off. It's not
Right.
like we're giving this dude billions of dollars and going, okay, make us money now. But yeah, I'm all for it. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, everyone. I want to know, what did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Please let me know down below in the
And
comments.
if you hate it,
You're wrong. Anyways, I'm Cole McCormick.
I'm Joe.
Joe Nuts. You're watching Firewood Media. Thank you so much for watching.
Bye-bye! Bye-bye now!